Listen, we have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real, relevant, and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Hello and welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show, where we are bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. And I believe that today, balance is going to be brought to your house with our guest, Dr. Sandra E. Jackson. How are you, Dr. Sandra?
I am well, Kim. How are you?
I'm doing great. And you know what? You look so regal, so royal today. I was asking you backstage, are you single?
Not at all. Look, I am single. Yes, indeed. All day.
Okay, we're not going to turn the Kim Jacobs Show into like a whole dating show, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, you have to know who's available in the world to even know who you might be piqued to have an interest in. Look at this look at this, y'all. Beautiful queen right here, featured on the Kim Jacobs Show today. You are so gorgeous and so outside of just outside, you're beautiful on the inside. And I believe that speaks volumes to who God created you to be. So,
why, thank you so much. I am very honored.
Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all. You can't make this stuff up that you have such wonderful people walking around the earth like Dr. Sandra E. Jackson. Okay. I want to just introduce her to you. I'm not going to share her whole story, but she is a shiftologist. You're going to learn what that means. She's the 12th child of the late Bishop Samuel Rumph and elect lady Priscilla M. Rumph. She has a genre that really focuses on helping with inspiration and uplifting and shifting people with our mindsets. So we are in for a tremendous treat to learn about the different anthologies that she's spearheaded so that other people can get their voices on paper and out into the world. This woman is a mother of 9 children. That's it. I'm going to stop right there because I could tell her whole story. Welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show, Dr. Sandra E. Jackson.
Thank you so much. I am honored to be here, especially carrying such a profound message to the world about body autonomy. When I did this book, Kim, I had no clue that everything that's coming out of it was what the purpose was for. Mm-hmm. I just literally listened to the voice of God, and he woke me up one day and told me to write this book. Mm-hmm. The title is long and it's purposeful. And my entire body belongs to me. Mm. And I will always protect myself. Mm. This is what God has said. And I know you feel it in the words, right? And I talked to a couple of people and they were like, the title is too long. It's very long, you know? Mm-hmm. And I said, God, they're saying the title is long. He said, leave it the way I gave it to you. And when I tell you every intricate detail of this book was strategically planned by God, from the first initial letter to the back of the cover, Hashataba, it brings me to tears to know that there is healing between the pages, because I, as an author, obeyed the voice of God.
And how important is that? Because you have been a spearheader of a lot of anthologies.
Yes.
And you've made some adjustments, because I actually wrote a foreword for one of the books that you spearheaded. And so I know that you are flexible when it comes to considering the opinions of other people. Yes. But in this case, what made you decide that I don't care if it's a paragraph as a title, I'm going with what God deposited in my spirit What made you stand so strong on that?
That's an excellent question. To be honest with you, I've always taken this stand throughout my books. And it's a difficult place to be in. Um, what made me go ahead is hearing his authentic voice
Good.
and allowing him to guide me, through when it's a project of God's, when he directly gives it to me, I have to stick to the letter from the beginning to the end in order to get the results that I have. And it's breathtaking, Kim. It's like unbelievable. I'm shocked every day I wake up in the morning and check Amazon. I am literally shocked. It is amazing to be Amazon #1 bestseller. All of these. Now, because you're an author.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever heard of anybody being at the top for all of this time?
No, it's a short period of time, the day of the launch.
You got to catch it.
And then it's back to regular.
Yes.
Merged in. But your book, this book, you guys, has remained in the top seed of what it's the genre that is offering. My entire body belongs to me, and I will always protect myself. And in this book, you guys, you're going to be finding stories in here that range from dealing with a soccer player to dealing with daycare facility. You name it. Every aspect of life is being touched on in this book. So I wanted to just go back, and because it is such a bold and necessary book. What made you write this particular book at this particular time? Because there's so much going on across the world right now.
Yeah.
So why this time in this book? Especially, first of all, say how many anthologies have you spearheaded? Let's start there.
Kim, I don't even know, to be honest with you.
So
my sister just told me somebody's going to ask you this question and you're going to need to know.
But it's like God. So many. It's how many?
I have done 3 of my own.
Right.
And I'm in several, put it that way. I'm in several anthologies. And you asked the question, what made me write this book? I was asleep, minding my business, and the voice of God woke me up. I sat on the side of my bed, and he gave me this title and said, I want you to write it. It literally took me under 3 months to do, from beginning to ending. Which is unheard of. It's literally unheard of to get this type of project, this quality of project in less than 3 months. It's only because when he gets on my shoulders, he ride it to the end until that project is done, that he is aligned for the world at this time. And this is the cry of the nation. This is the cry of the world. Everyone I speak to, they're telling me their stories, and I had no clue. Literally, I had no clue, Kim. If you read the reviews alone, and the reviews that people send me and don't even send to Amazon, it's just crazy. The stories that I've heard just from this little book is just amazing. And there's healing between these pages. Oh my gosh.
And in the book, I just wanted to share this quote, a few of these quotes that you have. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said that, and that's in your book. And one other quote that stands out to me was, you're not a victim for sharing your story. You're a survivor, setting the world on fire with your truth. And you never know who needs your light, warmth, and courage. So now that you've written this book, have you seen how it's resonated with people to the point where you see that it's so needed and necessary? Because before you wrote it, you probably didn't realize that.
I had no clue, Kim. I had no clue. And it's even unraveling things in me. That's why I'm kind of somber. Because when I wrote this book, Kim, and I don't know if this is the platform for it, but I didn't think about Sandra at all. Right. I didn't think about nothing that has transpired in my life. I had buried it all.
Oh my gosh.
And unbelievable. My sister, Pastor Priscilla, she asked me a question because you got to read her review. If you can go to Amazon and get her review while I'm talking.
Okay.
After she was so excited, she got the ebook and was able to upload it on her device, which she has never been able to do, I don't think. So she was so excited, and she called me with such excitement in her voice, and she's like, Sandra, oh my gosh, I was able to upload this your book, and I was able to also write a review. She said, I read over 200 pages just like that. She said, this is so compelling. This is, oh my gosh. She said, you would have thought something happened to you in your life. And I said, nothing happened to me. And I began to think, and the first thing that came to me, Kim, was I was about 16 years old. My mom was a pastor of a church, and these people from Florida came up to pick fruits.
Okay.
And one day, a Sunday, he blocked me in the pews, one of the men. And I recalled in that moment while we were talking, I said, Priscilla, I said, oh my God. She said, how did you feel? I said, oh my God, I felt nervous and scared and fearful. I didn't know what was going on because I was so young and this had never happened to me. And how dare a man try to block me in for his selfish reasons. I went and told my mom, and she called him in and everything and dealt with him. He proceeded to ask her if he could eat, because when we left our church, we went to my dad's church.
Right.
And we ate dinner together as a family because that's what we did. And he proceeded to ask Mama if he could eat with me at the table with my family. And I told Mama, no, I'm a young girl. He was a grown man. And
how old was he?
I don't even know. But
he was much older than you.
Much older than I. And I was still in school, you know. And so I began to think about that. But after we hung up the phone, it got deeper and deeper and deeper. And so I'm a coach. I'm a life coach. And I start my coaching off with, to thine own self be true.
To thine own self be true. Well, I do have the review from Reverend Priscilla Rumpf. Is that who I'm looking for?
Please read.
Okay, so I am going to share my screen so you can actually see the review yourselves as well. And also, as you purchase your copy of this book, make sure that you take a moment and leave a review once you've read it and had the opportunity to have your impact, how it impacted you, shared. Okay, so let's go ahead and read this review. Can you see it on the screen? Yes, there you have it. Okay, this book shines the light on what has been covered up, disguised, hidden in the darkness, and has been a taboo to speak of from the beginning of time. The unwanted, uncomfortable, and embarrassing touches unnoticed by others, but its true impact leaves an unforgettable discomfort, an unsettling feeling in the heart of the one who has been touched against their will. If only this message could reach the world for the masses to know beyond the shadow of a doubt. It is our God-given right to protect our body from any unwanted, undesired, and unmerited touches. Thank you, Dr. Sandra E. Jackson, for this tool of empowerment, the undeniable truth, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding for each individual to know we have the power to protect our body, our voice, and our choice is paramount to anyone else's. My entire body belongs to me, and I will always protect myself. My heartfelt hope and prayer is that this book will change the world, especially the way people perceive themselves after reading this life-altering, valuable information found between each page, written from a heart desiring to make a difference in the lives of the readers throughout the world. Wow. And there are others, many others here that you'll be able to go and review. Whew. You can feel, I have chill bumps all over me because that review speaks volumes and probably represents so many people in the world that are voiceless. So let's go to some of the comments here. I see you. Ivy said, congratulations on your book. Martina says, hey ladies, life after what's happened in this book. This is a great book. Hello to the panel. Sonia said, Cheryl said, okay. You guys keep your comments coming in, because today we're talking with author Dr. Sandra E. Jackson, and her book is entitled My Whole Body Belongs to Me, and I will protect myself, and I will protect myself. I will protect myself. And so that's what we're talking about today. How can parents and educators and teachers and leaders use this book as a tool to teach even children about body autonomy and protection? Any thoughts on that?
Definitely. And I have this in the book as well, because when I was doing my research, I found out we know school has been since the beginning of time.
Right.
Somebody was walking in what we call the schoolhouse, but there is no plan of action set up for our children even today if they report something happening. And so I want to read to you the statistics.
Thank you.
All right. On every 1,000 assaults, around 310 are reported to authorities out of 1,000. 1 in 9 girls and 1 in 20 boys under the age of 18 experience abuse or assault. 82% of all victims are can you hear this? Are under the age of 18 and are primarily females. Females aged 16 to 19 are 4 times more likely than the general population to be a victim of rape, attempted rape, or sexual assault. I can't even imagine their stories. When someone is assaulted, what we don't realize as parents or guardians or caretakers is that, number one, they're not going to tell you because they're embarrassed.
Right.
They are blaming themselves. They are trying to see why this happened to them, what they're going to do in the future. How can they move on? Their minds are so impressionable at this age, they don't know what to do. But listen to me. 4 times it's likely to have mental illnesses. All right. That's the reason we have Mental Illness Awareness Month. That's the reason we have insane asylums and people are locked up dealing with all of the trauma. They have relationship issues. They have eating disorders. They have depression and borderline emotional and personal disorders. They have outbursts and withdrawals, poor hygiene, overstimulation, mind never stops, difficulty sleeping through the night, bedwetting, verbal disadvantage. It is so much that is going on, and nobody has the remedy to protect us from the evil predators that are out there. There is a company called RAINN, and I put all of this information in the book, and I can't give you everything, but you gotta
so much in this book. You gotta get it.
I'm telling you, the ebook is jam-packed with the pictures themselves are breathtaking, and they match the verbiage. Strategically, God put this little masterpiece together for you to get you healed and whole and repaired and restored, and to let you know that there is help for you and that you're not trapped and locked in this body that has suffered so much and you've held in so much.
What age do you, because like one of the chapters here that I saw is work hard to maintain each child's innocence, and you give an exercise in there where you're saying, I want you to say this at least 5 times daily, your name, and put the person your own name. So I would say, Kim, I love you, I adore you, I cherish you. I will protect you 24/7. I will always do what is right, regardless of who else is involved. I will never allow anyone to hurt me physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually, mentally, psychologically. I will protect myself unapologetically. Y'all, this book is for everybody. And on that particular piece, it's just an image of a child in that. I'm on my Kindle device, but I don't care what way you have the book, get the book. The book is a game changer, and it's going to heal the inner child in you, because all of us have had something happen that was unwanted in our lives. Typically, I don't want to say all of us, because that's just saying the whole world. Let me not say that. Many people have had things that have happened to them that was unwanted advances or unwanted innuendos, or hey, what about this, or gestures. I personally have never experienced certain things that I don't even want to put out in the atmosphere, because I believe wholeheartedly, don't put it out in the atmosphere, because then you might bring it to you, whatever. So I'm a big believer in just keeping some things inside, but I'm grateful that I didn't experience certain things in my journey so far. And I'm grateful to God and claim that it'll never happen in my life. But for those of us that have not even experienced some of the things that's being referenced here, Dr. Jackson, we've experienced something that was like, that was a problem. And that could have turned into a whole lot more. But whatever reason, God may have graced it where it didn't happen, but it's only by the grace of God that it didn't happen, because it still should have happened, given all of the parameters.
Correct. You know, we are silent people. And if we allow our minds to go to situations that has transpired in our lives, we may come up with something.
Of course.
But because we're so busy and we don't attribute that touch that was unwanted, or that verbal conversation that was unwarranted, then we don't attribute it to ourselves. We're like, yeah, that happened to them, but not to me. And that's what I'm telling you. This book is awakening things.
Yeah. And what you just said triggered something in my mind.
I'm trying to tell you.
That happened to me. That I remember vividly. I was going up some stairs in an apartment, and a man touched my short area, and that just triggered that for what
I'm telling you.
This book.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. 93% of all victims know their perpetrator. Mm-hmm. Is that crazy? 7% are strangers. 7%. 59% are acquaintances. 34% are family members. Family members.
What percentage is that again?
34%.
That is a huge percentage of
of somebody that you have trusted because you're around them, because you let your guard down, because that's my family.
Right.
So I'm teaching you all in this book. I'm preparing you all. You asked me about how could it benefit a teacher, a coach, a priest, a clergy, ministers, pastors. Every type of facility that's open can benefit from this book.
Good.
The pastor needs this book. If you're in the clergy, you need this book, because we're working with people that's going to come to us that are broken. Mm-hmm. And just like you said, this never happened to me, because, so we deal with people as if we are exempt from stuff, right?
But we're not.
We're not. And we can't have the right amount of seasoning, if you will, of empathy to help others in ministry, because we can't relate to their story. But this book is going to help you relate, because I tell in the beginning of this book, I open up with 3 vivid stories.
Yes.
Current events. Yeah. Current events that's happening right now in the news. One about a sports figure, and she won the game. Her team won the game. Her coach kissed her right in the mouth. Can you even believe that? And
no,
it's in the courts, and she's suing him, and he's playing it down as if it was nothing. and he's asking her to recant her story. And what I love about this woman, it's taking great strength to do it. And I'm speaking to those women that have silenced themselves for
Right.
whatever reason to protect whomever, because now I'm guilty. All right.
Right.
Oh my gosh, she's a soccer player. She's a woman. So that makes her relatable, right? And she tells her story, and I put the article in the article
Yes.
in this book. There's another one that happened in the school in Kenosha. I tell about that child that it happened to. And then there's another profound one that happened to a daycare. And so daycare facilities must be very careful, because this man that came into this daycare had no business being there. Nobody knew he was there. He walked in and went into the bathroom, and the children were asleep. And this one little poor baby strolled into the bathroom, and nobody knew it. And he took advantage of her in the worst way. She's not scathed from trauma now. Her whole life has been altered and changed. My heart go out to all of these people, because they're innocent bystanders. They're trapped in a body that wasn't meant to be. Can you feel it? You can feel the weight of it. I feel the weight.
This is just it's so much.
Oh my God.
But this book is an actual resource guide, everyone, for you if you're in ministry, if you're in school, or if you are a principal and you're trying to train your staff, if you're a daycare facility owner and you're having a team powwow. This is a great resource guide. I keep pointing to my phone because I have it up here, because you actually talk about how people should act and how quickly they should report things, what the reporting process is. All of these are specific steps. We can't give you every detail in the book, because then you need to get the book. Let me put the book back up here. You need to get a copy of this book today. Make it a part of your commitment to people that you lead. Especially if you want to lead effectively in different regards, you have to have different tools that you lead with. I'm a part of what's called the Female Leaders in Ministry, and I'm a part of the Mother Dreamer movement as well. And some of the things that we get taught and we get exposed to are things that are game changers. Last night, I was in a training, and the topic was about autism awareness and how to be able to deal with autistic children and family members that come to your church. And that's so necessary. So it's like certain fidgets and different things that we were learning about that we should put as an option. So what I say that to say is that this book is something that everybody should have a copy of. Everybody has a God-given right to be able to walk in the neighborhood and not get overtaken by a predator.
Come on. And I talk about a jogger. How many stories have we heard, Kim, in the news? A lady is jogging on a path, and she's snatched away from her daily routine a bit, not bothering a soul. And now her life is altered. Oh my God, we must protect ourselves.
We have to.
We have to get the message out there that it's all right to protect ourselves, because, well, first of all, we must prepare from newborn babies all the way up.
That was one of my questions that I was going to ask you. What age group is this book best suited for, and how have children and families responded so far that have actually purchased the book? Because I'm thinking this book is almost like from cradle to grave. Girl. And when I do my review, I'll go ahead and make sure I specify this.
Please.
Okay.
And
cradle to grave, only because there are people that are seniors that may deal with dementia or they may be paralyzed. It could be anything going on, and they're in different senior living facilities. Their body still belongs to them, and they should not have anybody violate it.
And Kim, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's the topic in this book, and you'll find it's in one of the pages. But that's what really broke my heart when I found out that the generation of hardworking people that have downloaded all they knew in us and have protected us and went through, I don't know what to keep us safe. Now they're a lost community and nobody is keeping them safe.
I saw a video, Dr. Sandra, yesterday, and I'm not able to pull it up right this second, and I don't even want to pull it up, but it was an elderly lady sitting in a living room, and I do have the video, but she was sitting in the living room and somebody was being the nurse, being the caregiver, and the person that was her child put up a video camera because she said, this person is hurting me. She was able to articulate that. Well, the adult child caught the nurse slapping, like revving back and slapping the elderly woman to the point where she fell back. It made me so mad. Oh my gosh, it made me so mad that somebody would have that.
The gall.
The gall. That's the only word I could think of too. Is the gall. Who are you? And what demon possession is in you that would allow you to violate somebody else like that? Innocent. And then just sat down and act like everything was regular. So if it wasn't on video, she does that all the time to that lady.
And how many others are going through this? And when I think about the elderly community, Kim, I think about Starworth. I think about pioneers. I think about these people. They worked around the clock. They made sure their children had food if they had to plant food in a garden.
That's right.
They did everything within their power.
Yes.
To make sure their families were safe and their communities were safe. Back then, it was a neighborhood. Everybody watched everybody's children,
Right.
So they were privy to being a parent to more than just their child.
That's right.
And now they're stashed away in old folks' homes and facilities with people mishandling them and mistreating them and sexually abusing them.
Oh, can you believe that? And now,
when I read the statistics, you all, it's mind blowing. How quickly must we act immediately, urgently, as if it's a life or death situation? Your life is meaningful. Even though you think it's not, your life, I'm speaking to someone today.
Yes.
Your life is valuable. Your life is worth living.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And because your parents cannot be with you 24/7, you must learn how to protect yourself. You must
these
learn.
Are Christmas gifts for people. Get these books for your children.
I mean, they don't need an Xbox. They don't need the next gadget, the next toy, the next cooking. None of that. What everyone in the United States and abroad needs is this book. A lady from Canada, she made us international bestsellers, and she purchased this book, and her review is on Amazon. And she shares that everybody needs this book.
I'm gonna type this for Lotus too, because she has an international show and global viewers. So I want to make sure I connect you guys. This book, everybody needs it. And I was just looking the statistic up on how many elderly people experience abuse in the United. This is just the Americans, okay? Yeah. According to the National Council of Aging, as many as 5 million older Americans experience abuse every year, many of them residing in nursing facilities. Now, we know not every nursing facility that this applied to. This is just literally a nursing home abuse center statistic that is what's available that anybody can see.
The key word was many, Kim. We want to make excuses for people. We can't. It must stop now. It must
many of them, this happens.
There you go. We must be bold. If the perpetrator is bold enough to do this, we cannot protect them. We must be bold and say no more.
No more.
No
more. No more for babies. No more for newborns. No more for teenagers, toddlers. No more for young adults that are in college. you're in college and you're going to try to pursue your dreams and your goals, and
Yeah.
you go walking home from your job at the
Come on.
library and
Come on.
someone takes advantage of you or takes your life.
Come on.
That's wrong on every level. And we all know right from wrong.
It's time for us to have a voice.
Mm, 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 mm.
I want to speak directly to the person that has experienced abuse. I want to tell
Come
you,
on, Todd.
baby, it is not your fault. It is not your fault. You didn't do anything to deserve it. Trust your feelings. If something feels wrong, it probably is. It is not all right for you to go through this all by yourself and to feel like you must keep it in.
That's right.
My son came in from out of town and I haven't seen him in many years. And he yanked a conversation out of me that I thought I would never have.
Mm.
Why? Because I'm a mother. Because I protect.
God. Mm, mm, mm,
Because that's what we do.
That is what we do.
And we protect everybody except for ourselves.
Whew. Okay. This is a hard interview to get through because I was originally thinking to ask you if there was a moment in your own life that your pain really turned into purpose for you. And go to whatever level you'd like to go, but I would like to know, you've been through a lot of personal transformation, and I know some of it involves cancer, recovery, and different things. So what's a place of pain that brought you to this purpose that you're on a mission to help everyone else get through?
I want to tell everybody that your voice matters. When you don't use your voice, the enemy snatches your voice from you. And that's what happened to me. And this is what I'm realizing is coming full circle. This book has done something unexpected that I never thought and never dreamt in a million years, but there's healing between the lines.
Mm, mm, mm.
And
glory.
Oh my gosh, I am.
Jesus.
I have to be true to my own story if I'm going to help others be true to their story. And that's what it's bringing out, you know? And so I guess I got to go there today too. And I didn't want to go there yesterday, but I guess put on your seatbelts, right?
Thank you, Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
I still have children that don't know this. But I was 24 years old, 23 years old, and I met a man whom I fell in love with. And it was a long distance relationship. We talked for a long time, and finally he went to my parents. He called my dad on a Sunday morning. My dad, I'm in the choir stand, and my dad gets over to church and he says, I just got a call from a young man that wants to marry one of my daughters. And this is what I'm hearing in the pulpit. Needless to say, it was my husband. However, upon one of his visits to New York to visit me, we had a chaperone because my parents believed in you having a chaperone. But it wasn't until yesterday that I saw the evil plot and plan of the enemy, the boldness of the enemy.
Glory.
I had a chaperone that was right there in the car when he did something to me. And It changed my entire life. And I forgot about it. I repented about it and I forgot about it. And when you hold secrets, now I birthed 9 children out of this. Why did I marry? Because I was a virgin. And I said to myself, how am I going to tell someone else that I was touched? I couldn't bring myself to do that. So I felt forced to marry him. I felt, people say you didn't have to go through with it. But when someone does that to you, you're forced to make decisions that you had not planned. I need a whole box of Kleenex.
Girl, I got my cloth. I'm like, I don't know. I got the raggedy cloth.
So God has a unique way of bringing everything full circle, to connect dots, to heal others, to save people. Right now, this book is going to save people. It's going to heal people. It's going to cleanse people of 35 years ago. And he allowed me to write this whole entire book without even thinking about me, because he knew. He knew after his assignment was over that there would be healing. And boldness. Because I wasn't bold. I would have took it to my grave. I wouldn't have told a soul. I would not have.
Now, this was the father of your children.
The father of all
9 of your children.
And the 4 miscarriages.
But you two had a secret that none of your children knew.
That destroyed my life.
It destroyed your life.
Destroyed my entire life. Yes.
But you still married him and still had a life with him.
Still had a life with him. Still loved him.
Wow. Okay. I don't even. I'm actually flabbergasted. I don't even know what question to ask in this situation. How can that happen? Help me, because I know through domestic violence and different things where people do stay with the perpetrator. Help me understand how before you got married to him, something happened that destroyed your life.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the destruction of my life.
But God blessed where you have 9 beautiful children, even from the thing that was meant to destroy you.
Exactly. It was meant. And I just looked in the mirror today, people, and it's funny that you complimented me. And I get a lot of compliments. It's funny that you compliment me, because today, for the first time in my life, I looked in the mirror. And I said, Sandra, it didn't break you. It came to destroy you, but it didn't do it. And I'm speaking to everyone that's in my shoes. I'm a pastor's daughter. This shouldn't have happened to me. My parents went through great lengths to make sure we were protected.
Right. With a chaperone in the car.
Do you see the boldness of the devil?
Yes.
To do it anyway? I have no apologies. Typically, if I cried, I would apologize. I'm not apologizing. Today, I'm bold. Today, I'm bold as a lion. You know why? Because if it happened to me, since it happened to me, God has deemed me obligated to bring everybody else that has kept silent and have surrendered to the enemy, that it won't happen anymore.
Wow.
People that know me all over the world will now know. And I'm very embarrassed But I said something to my dad one day. I said, if people are bold enough to do something, they should be bold enough to get the repercussions of their actions. And today, my secret is no longer a secret. And yesterday, when it came full circle, I felt like the weight of the world was lifted off of my shoulders. And therefore, I say to you, you must tell. You can no longer protect people, no matter who they are. You cannot protect anyone because the cycle keeps going and they don't stop with you. They're going to do it to someone else and someone else and someone else. And because we keep our mouths closed tight, thinking that we're protecting ourselves, our families, our communities, our churches, our world, our schools, we're actually doing everyone a injustice.
Ooh, okay.
We're doing the complete opposite of what we think
are
we're
intending
doing.
to do. That's right. Well,
we have an obligation to say no. We have an obligation to say this will not continue. To say I'm going to try to save as many people as I possibly can until I have no more breath in my body. This is my mission, to speak up and tell on the devil.
To tell on the devil. Somebody type that in the comments. Tell on the devil. Tell on the devil. And you know what? A scripture that I pulled up here that speaks to what you are talking about in 2 Corinthians. We done turned this to a Bible study, y'all. The Kim Jacobs Show can go in a lot of different directions. I'm a pastor at Promise Fellowship Church, and we can have some church on Kim Jacobs Show too. But anyway, 2 Corinthians 4 verses 8 through 10 says, we are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair. We are persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed. We always carry around in our body the death of Jesus, so that the life of Jesus may also be revealed in our bodies. I'm going to put that in the comment section too over here. I do want y'all to know that I see different ones of you on Facebook that are watching. Lady Justine Hilliard, I saw your image with you holding your heart. And amen, indeed, Miriam says. Esperance said, this is so absolutely true. Tony Perkins said, my cousin, he says, praise the Lord. Good morning to all of God's children. And Robin Hudson and Tony, I see you all are watching. I see all of you guys. I may not be able to acknowledge every single person. I see you, Vanessa. I see all of you, even over on Instagram as well. This message is necessary. I want you to tell people how they can stay connected with you, Dr. Sandra. And we're going to talk a little bit more, but I want you to tell.
Please feel free to reach me at my website, journeyintopurposellc.com. On my website, and I must say it's a beautiful website. You can send me a prayer request. You can send me an email. You can purchase all of my products. I am an author many times over and a best-selling author. This book right here is blowing me away because it's still #1. And last night, the hardcover uploaded, and someone just literally purchased the hardcover because it's too powerful to be just an ebook.
It is way too powerful. You got to highlight, get a bind. You got to get a journal. You're going to have to get a journal that we can, because I mean, this right here, this, I can't just go by just this phone version. I need my notebook. I keep notebooks where I'm going to get it right now. But anyway, I keep big binders with loose leaf notebook paper in it.
Yeah.
And this is something that you have to take a lot of notes on how I'm going to apply this to my life, to going back and just revisiting some things with my children. I ask my children all the time, has anybody ever done this, that, or whatever? And they're like, Mom, why do you ask that all the time? Because I host a lot of people on a show, and there's sometimes things that you just overlook, or you didn't catch it. You didn't catch it, but you know something's not right. So it's best to get this book, y'all, highlight it, and start implementing it into your personal family life right away. and
Oh,
into whatever else that you're leading.
Kim, do you not know parents and children are not getting along today? They say, I have the worst teenager. And it's because that teenager has experienced something that's blowing their mind.
That's right.
And they're swearing to secrecy that they'll never tell anybody. And the parent doesn't have the wisdom to know or to even imagine, because this is not the first thought when you're a parent, like, my child has just changed their demeanor. They have earrings in their ear and their nose, in their belly button. They now have a bunch of tattoos. They're wearing crazy hair. They're doing all this crazy stuff. And it's because something happened to them.
Something happened.
And I tell you this in the book, how to recognize the signs of that change and how to get help, and that therapy is all right.
That's
you
good.
know, yeah, we have God and we have therapists, right?
Yes.
Because they're necessary.
God and therapist. God and therapist.
Yes, that part right
You
there.
don't have to do one or the other. You can do God and is an addition to.
Right.
Let
Your safety is
your
important. Your safety is the most important thing you can do for yourself.
That's good.
And the bold statement that God put on the sub of this title, and I will protect myself.
And I will protect.
That's the attitude that everyone must have going forward. I must speak to that part, but I must speak to the other part. We can't allow the enemy to make us perpetrate and think that every male or every female wants us. That's not the case, because then we mess up the message. All right. This is only for those people that have genuinely suffered a trauma, those who are trying to protect themselves or have to work at night.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get this book because you need to know what to do.
It's some specific things in here. You may have to say no over the phone.
That's what I put in there.
You put that in this book.
Yeah,
you say you might. That's why it's got to be in hard copy. To have it on my phone is just driving me batty, y'all. Okay. You might need to say no over the phone. You have to recognize when someone starts crossing boundaries.
Yes.
These are all things that's in. This is just a plethora of deep-rooted, it's just rich information. Your safety is achievable, and she gives very specific ways for you to understand acceptable and unacceptable touch patterns, how people are touching you, and what's appropriate and what's not. Because sometimes when we get used to what we get used to, it may seem normal, but that ain't normal. What's happening? But you don't even know what normal is. Maya Angelou said, do the best you can, but until you know better. But then once you know better, then you do better. This book is going to help you do better. This book is going to help all of us do better. Okay.
Maya Angelou also said, when a person show you who they are, believe them.
That's right.
Many times, because we trust these people that have come into our lives, we don't believe, we make excuse. Oh, they will change, or
that's right.
You know, they did it because of this, or we protect them in our own way. But he really loves me, or she really loves me. Oh, they didn't mean any harm. You know, all of these are just laying out the red carpet for the individual to continue masquerading and perpetrating their horrible behavior.
That's right.
They need help. And you know, Martina from Rochester, New York, she said, Sandra, even the perpetrator can get healed from reading this book.
Even the perpetrator.
Kim, it blew me away.
That's good.
That's real good. I said, what? So God has a master plan for this book. And if you don't get it, it's nobody's fault but your own.
I put all of the links in here in the comment section, so all of you can go right where you can get the hard copy cover of the hard copy of the book. You can also get the paperback version of the book. All of those are right there in your comment section. Let me take 2 seconds and invite you to please support the Kim Jacobs Show. The way that we are able to bring guests on like Dr. Sandra E. Jackson, who's sharing this powerful testimony that she actually revealed exclusive right here on the Kim Jacobs Show, to bring more clarity and purpose into your home. The only way we can do that is through contributions from community members that pour into our program so that we can keep this program going Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. So there are ways that you can give. I have audio podcast listeners. So I'll say it's paypal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc. If you have Venmo, it's at the Kim Jacobs Show. If you are doing Zelle or Apple Cash, you can do that to 704-962-7161, or you can become a part of our Patreon program as well. Please support our program so that we can keep coming into your house with these outstanding guests. And we don't charge our guests to be on, so this is the way that we are able to keep the program thriving. Stay connected with Dr. Sandra E. Jackson by going to journeyintopurposellc.com. I am going to show you her website because I'm a big visual person. I love seeing stuff. So where is right here? When you go over to her website, this is what you're going to see. Let me go. Yeah, right here. Here we go. I want to pull this up. This has just been incredible. Even the enemy was trying to prevent this from happening today. Remember?
Yes.
I was like, this is crazy what's going on, but it worked. So I want you to go and visit journeyintopurposellc.com, journeyintopurposellc.com. And this is the beautiful website that you will be invited to learn how to shift and thrive. You're going to hear more about Sandra's story, an interview that she had, and all of her books that are available. You'll be able to learn more about those by visiting her incredible website. Let me go over here to the store just so you can see that too right quick. And then we're going to go ahead and get prepared to, my body, my entire body belongs to me, and I will protect myself is available. If you want to get an autographed copy from her, go to her website and get it versus going just to Amazon. If you want the autographed copy, all kind of books here that you'll be able to see that are authored or spearheaded by Dr. Sandra E. Jackson. This book, The Cancer Experience, and she's in that as a cancer thriver as well. You want to get a copy of that, The Cancer Experience, 9 True Stories of Cancer Survivors. You can't go wrong by staying connected with Dr. Sandra E. Jackson. She will change your life forever. Okay, you also host a show. Tell everybody about that too.
My show is entitled Sandra's Authors Forum Talk Show. And God gave me that for the underdog, those people that feel like they don't have a voice or a platform. They have something, a passion or a product that they want to highlight. I am the marketing queen, and I would take your project and make it known throughout the world.
Yes.
And help you to sell and make movement. I have so many powerful stories that from male to female, that their products were not moving, but when they came on my show, it started movement, and now they are doing exceptionally well. I get great honor pushing others, and so I would love for you to come to my show. It is a pay-to-play show because I put great effort and great work into my platform, and it takes time and energy to promote. I am getting ready to promote my sister's grandbabies, which is they authored a book, and I can hardly wait to show you these twins. Is a set of twins, and I'm just honored to do what I do. And follow me, and I have a link, and we will put the link in the show, but it is on my website, and you will see book an interview. If you click that link, book an interview, you will be able to go right ahead and book your interview and send all of the things that I request in, and we will set a date for you. I had the pleasure through Miss Kim Jacob of interviewing my dream interviewer guest, and that is the Honorable Mr. Les Brown. And it did my heart good. I put it out into the atmosphere, and God brought it to pass. I'm telling you right now, I was moving something and today for my son to put his computer in here so he can help me out. And all of a sudden, this paper fell on the floor. And what does it say? My books will sell
and be on the bestsellers list. Funds coming.
It will be on the bestsellers list. Funds are coming in quickly. And this was many, many, many years ago. You see the life of this. You see it's wrinkled. It has had its share of experiences, no matter what. I don't know where it came from. It just appeared because I made a vision wall. And what I'm saying to people is when you make a vision wall, be careful because all of this stuff come up. All of this, when you tell God what you want, you must be careful because he's gonna do it.
That's right. He is
Even
going
though
to do it.
He's going to do it because even though I wanted to keep it secret, he deemed it necessary for this time to come to fruition, to be free, so I can live in freedom and harmony and not hold secrets.
To God be the
and
glory.
So I want you all to be as free as I am. I want you free. I want you to
There you go. This is
there you go. Now I get to do more.
I believe it says it all.
Oh my God.
This is her desire for you, no matter what traumatic experiences you've experienced, childhood hurts, or even adulthood hurts, or even senior year hurts. This is the kind of freedom that she desires for you. I wanted to pop a few pictures up.
Yes.
And we're going to end, but tell us who these lovely families.
This is my Benjamin Ryan Jackson, and he was instrumental in coming up with the cover for this page. Of course, the designer, she put her color and her flavor to it, but that lady that you seeing up there, he and I, standing in freedom and liberty, didn't know that I was going to be doing this too today. You know, hallelujah.
Thank you, Jesus.
It's huge. You don't know how huge and momentous this is. Of course, this is God honoring me for all of my labor. He's blessed me to have the humanitarian doctorate award and went through that whole ceremony and got the honor of doing that in Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s auditorium in Atlanta, Georgia, in Spelman Morehouse College. This is my oldest son. This is my joy, my heartbeat. This is Theodore, and he played football when he was in high school. He dominated the field. This is my third son, Benjamin. He played.
She got football. 9 children, y'all. So I had to pop some of these folk up.
All of my sons dominated the field, and they did it. This is my baby son, Solomon Jackson. I love all of my children, all of my boys. This is the next one is Brandon Jackson. That's my baby too, and he's my second oldest son. I get great joy that God allowed me to birth my children. And from today on, I'm telling you, because of all of this inward pain, I will now get to show them a different level. This is my oldest daughter, Brittany Nicole. And she is a joy to have.
Woo, God. You don't know. I'm gonna have to take
Brittany was so instrumental in my life. She was there when I had my last child, my baby girl, and I had a cesarean with her. And Brittany was there taking care of the baby for me. I appreciate her forever. These are my children. My son surprised us and came to church Sunday, and I was so happy. I hadn't seen him in a while. And then from the left of me, that's the baby that's named after me, Sandra Mary. Next to her in the green is Diamond Jackson. And next to her is Victoria Jackson. Those are my babies. Those are my heartbeats. And then that's Brandon Jackson, my second oldest son.
I think we got everybody. I hope we did. I hope I didn't leave any.
I didn't. I forgot I remembered everything except for Kleenex.
Oh, except for some tissue. All right. Well, you know what? This has just been a delightful. This has been a delightful time of learning from you. A very transparent conversation. You know, I had lots of other questions, but we're gonna just make it where you come back another time, because it sounds like a mindset shift is necessary for people to embrace what you're going to be pouring into them in this book. But if you had just like one sentence of advice to your younger self, now that you are where you are today, what would that be? And then we're going to get on off of this show.
You did well, girl. Next time, use your voice. That's what I said.
You did well, girl. You did well. And I know this is you talking to your younger self, but from a sister to a sister, you did well. For whatever it is that happened that could have broke you and ended every aspect of your life, for you to take that and turn that into victory, into the blessings, the seeds that have come from your womb, you did well. You did very well. And God is going to say, well done, thy good and faithful servant. You were faithful over a few things, and he made you ruler over many. It's like a whole Job experience. He multiplied things in your life to just show you he cared about what you cared about. All right, Sandra, we gonna get off this show. You ain't gonna have me out here slain in the spirit. I'm gonna be about to, I have a meeting in a few minutes. They're gonna be like, what is wrong with you? I
want to also say freedom is liberating, and that God loves you. God loves you enough to allow you to deal with the baggage in your life and to turn your life around. Yes. And while he's turning you around, I might be in the public eye while he's doing mine. You may be in the back room while he's doing yours, but we're all the same. I want to say it doesn't only happen to ladies. It also happened to men. That's right. And I want the men to know that I got your back and that I'm here for you, and that whatever you need as far as support, I am here for you. You are not alone. It's many of us out here that have kept silent and have lived life. I am 60 years old. Unbelievable. But there's still life after this. And that's what I want to say. There is still life after this. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. I know he give you double for your trouble. I know that's why he put this book on the bestsellers list, and he left it up there, and it's still up there now. Yes. And there's no telling how long it's going to be up there, because he wants it there. And when God wants something,
God wants it, it's going to be where he wants it.
But he gets what he wants, Kim. He doesn't, ask permission. He didn't ask me permission. He told me, now this is the season. And he birthed this book.
Yes.
And he made sure he didn't birth it out of pain. My story is not in here.
Because your story is
so wise. He's so wise. He's so masterful. He's so lovable. God. He's so clever. He's so good, Kim. He's so good that he loves us so much. In spite of everything that we went through, in spite of everything I've gone through, and I can never tell you all of the stuff that have happened to me in my 60s. Yes. But in spite of all of that, he still says, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden. I will give you rest. The only way I can get rest is because of him. That's right. He allowed me rest. He said, today is the day where you're going to rest. You're no longer going to carry that heavy weight. Do you know weights kill?
That's right.
Secrets kill.
Yes.
I could have been gone a long time ago, Kim, from carrying this heavy weight.
That's right.
Because that's where it stems from. So I'm admonishing everybody that's carrying a heavy weight. Get rid of it. Get rid of it.
All right, y'all. Get rid of the weight. I'm going to type it and then we're going to get off. Get rid of the heavy
Tune in. We're having tomorrow a roundtable discussion, roundtable talk with a bunch of ladies. I don't know how that's going to come.
Okay, what time?
From 8 to 9 tomorrow.
Tune into Sandra Jackson's Author Forum show.
Authors Forum, and listen to me. They did not know anything about my story.
From what time to what time?
8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
You must purchase your ebook so you can read and ask pivotal questions. Thursday. I like to go deep. And when I interview people, I go deep. And so tomorrow we're going deep. We're going to delve into a lot of stuff. I hope you're ready. Bring your Kleenex, bring your popcorn, bring your drinks, be ready. And also I will be on Nigeria's platform in a few hours.
And just so you know, too, this show airs on Roku. It airs on Roku, Apple TV, in 100 countries. We are on CTR Media Network. So if you have not downloaded the CTR Media Network app, the Kim Jacobs Show right now is #1 under the self-improvement channel. So download the CTR Media Network app and make sure that you are a part of watching it on your television streaming device as well. And also, my final thing I'll let you know is please feel free to come and fellowship with us on Sunday. We are actually going to be installing our first deacon because we are a new ministry. So we encourage you to come right to the Brownstone Signature Events. And that's at 12080 University City Boulevard in Charlotte, North Carolina at 10 a.m. If you haven't come to worship with us yet, we invite you to come and fellowship with us. All right, Doctor.
Let me say one thing.
Please, I was going to say one closing comment.
If you can afford books for people, I need you now to purchase them. If you can afford ebook links for people, purchase them and send them. My children have donated to I don't know how many people that have needed this book, and now they're out. So I need other people to step up and donate this book so this world can get healed.
Yes.
We're on a book tour, you all. This is going to save the world.
The book is going to, if you get the book and apply it, it's a game changer for everybody in life. So y'all make sure that you get the book and stay connected with Dr. Sandra E. Jackson, Journey into Purpose, LLC. Make sure you get your copy. If you're getting a copy, go ahead and put it in the comments section. I just got my copy. I'm getting 5 copies. I'm getting 10 copies. Put it over there so she can see who's doing what. Paula, I see you, Paula Neal, and glad that you're on today as well. Thank you all for tuning into this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we are bringing balance literally to your house, one household at a time. Thank you, Dr. Sandra, for being so transparent and being my special guest today. You are a true queen. True queen.
Hey, God bless you. Thank you for having me.
A mother of 9, and people walk queens of countries. We got queens right here in the United States. Dr. Sandra E. Jackson. All right, everybody. We got to go. We got to go. We have to go. Love you all so much. Thank you for tuning in and have a great day. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you and make it a great day.